Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Hanin Suhaimi. I hope that you are in a good health and in a good condition. So today my group and I will present about a poster that we were told to read the article given and extract out all the important elements from the article. So first of all, my name is Siti Afrika binti Omar Yusof and my matrix number is 057348. So the title is Issues and Proposals Towards the Implementation of Ta'zir Punishment for corruption crimes in the Sharia courts in Malaysia. So I will pass to the next person.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Madam. My name is Nur Zainina binti Zamhalim and my metric number is 057326. I will talk about issues related to corruption crimes. Okay, the punishment that has been handed down seems to be too lenient and do not instill fear and violence on the society. Okay, too many cases related the corruption offence are still pending in civil courts, and ultimately the offender escaped the punishment. These things like this cannot be taken for granted as it requires the future of the country. Next, Ika.
So the second element or the second content from the article is the concept of corruption according to Islam and factors to the symptoms of corruption. So basically, the word corruption is a word derived from the Arabic language, which is al-rashwa or al-rishwa or al-rushwa, which means something given to invalidate truth or justifying falsehood. It also means something accomplished with him to some purpose by bribery. So the notion of corruption can be divided into several categories and things as follows, which is the first is al-rashi, which is the giver of bribes. The second is al-murtashi, the recipient of bribes. And the third is al-raish, something made by the giver and receiver of bribes as license to achieve a goal. So the fourth is al-istirsha, which is asking for bribes. And the last is al-rashwa wa al-warwashi, al-Warshawi, which is partiality as mentioned in Lisan al-Arab. So, according to Al-Mu'jam, Mu'jam al-Sasi, Fatimah Mahbub, and Ibn Taymiyyah also talk about the definition about the corruption. So, the corruption has a scope of meaning which is very wide. What can be meant by the corruption is all acts taking or acquiring any property or power in a manner that is in the interest of an individual. So, moving to the third content of the article is the the factors to the symptoms of corruption. So, in short, the symptoms of corruption are due to several factors, which is the first among them are the impulse of lust, and the second is ignorance, and the third is feelings of greed, and the fourth weaknesses of leaders and organizations, and the fifth is absence of strict laws and constant monitoring. And the last is practice likes to give gifts. So all these factors stem from ourselves. We must also find a way to overcome and we must stay away from these factors instead of falling into this corruption. So that's all for me. Thank you, madam, and I will pass to the next person.
Assalamualaikum, Madam. My name is Rabiatul Alia Awada. My matrix number is 057323. I will talk about ta'zir punishment in corruption crimes. Ta'zir actually comes from the word al-azru, which brings the meaning ban. In aspect of Sharia Islamic law, ta'zir brings the meaning mistake, which its punishment is abusement. Here, the offender will not be sentenced with punishment of hudud or qisas. And in aspect of Sharia criminal law, the judge will give the specific punishment to the offender and it is commensurate with his mistakes. However, there are limits like for the punishment for the mistakes like kissing and needing the woman who is not on their genitals, stealing something that is not to the point of limiting punishment, denouncing and verbally hurting others, such as forgery, false testimony, beatings without right, and committing corruption itself. So that's all. Move to Hanani.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, Madam. My name is Nur Hanani binti Muhammad Hassan and my matrix number is 057325. Today I want to talk about form of ta'zir punishment. Among the forms of ta'zir punishment are first, repairment, or the other words is giving advice or something like that. Second, beatings. Third, detention or as known as arrested. And fourth, other punishment. The form of ta'zir punishment must be within the constraints of the following. First, the punishment imposed is a prescribed punishment, not a prohibited act. Second, the order and level of rates and types of punishment must be adapted to the circumstances as prescribed, which means that if the punishment that given by the judges are already sufficient, so they don't have to give another heavier punishment. Third, if the punishment is similar to hudud punishment, then the rate must be under hudud, which is 40 lashes. This statement was taken from hadith narrated by Bahaki 8/327. Next, I want to talk about requirements for taking ta'zir. Ta'zir is imposed on every criminal who first sensible, which are people who can think rationally. Second, men or women. Third, Muslims or kafir. And fourth, puberty or a sane child. It means that if you already fulfill all the requirements, so that if you do something wrong that breach the law, you will get punished or get punishment of ta'zir. The method that allows the punishment of ta'zir is people who commit wrongdoing or hurt others without, first, write with the word, and second, deeds or gestures. These two main point is whether the victim is a Muslim or kafir. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next member. Thank you, madam.
Okay, next, application of ta'zir in corruption offence in Malaysia. The offence of corruption cannot be punished based on hudud and qisas. In fact, there is no age or religion restriction in the punishment of ta'zir. The punishment is indeed sufficient in terms of the type of offence, the type of punishment, the manner of conviction, the condition of conviction, and the last one is the manner in which the punishment is imposed. So, the punishment is based on ta'zir is very appropriately applied to punish the offender.
Next, I will talk about the effectiveness of ta'zir punishment in the context of corruption. Ta'zir punishment will be more efficient if the things that have been outlined by Shara is complied. To ensure the punishment succeeds, some improvements should be implied. To choose the appropriate and reasonable punishment for ta'zir, the judge shall take into account the living conditions of the offender, the guilt of the offender, the type, means like the type of offences they commit, and the effect for society. This is matter because the punishment of ta'zir is more in the nature of educating the offender itself and the community. Then I will give microphone to Fikri Hakim.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, madam. My name is Fikri Hakim and I will be presenting to you about our proposal. Basically, this is like our group suggestion on how we want to prevent the criminal offense regarding corruption. First and foremost, we would like to amend the enactment of the criminal offense of corruption, each state by introducing new provision with respect to criminal offense corruption. Then, we will believe for the judges should be given initiative course and training with respect to ta'zir punishment so that they are better prepared to face the challenge ahead. This way also can help them to understand what is the ta'zir punishment exactly. In addition, the punishment based on ta'zir should be examined for its effectiveness, and if it was appropriate and suitable, then we believe that it should be widely applied in matters relating to corruption. Last but not least, in ensuring that society is always aware of the dangers of corruption, they needed to be given explanation and warning from time to time regarding the dangers of corruption. Therefore, we would like to do various awareness campaign through various aspects of either mass media, electronic, public talks, briefings, etc. And we believe that it also have to be expanded and evaluated its effectiveness from time to time. As a conclusion, Madam, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission needs to care and always thinking of new initiatives to ensure to enable them to stay ahead in ensuring the crime of corruption can be curbed as best as possible. The punishment of takzir is one of the initiatives that can be used. Although the sentence of takzir gives more options to the judge, it needs to be implemented transparently and in trust so that it does not cause harm to society. I think that's all for today's madam. Thank you for lending your ears. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.